right. Welcome back, One Life to Play. You got to see the Shadow Cat in action. And now we want to say hi to the man behind the Shadow Cat.
How you guys doing?
This is Tamar, excuse me. This is Tamar Medina. He's here from J-LYNN Entertainment.
Correct.
How are you doing, man?
Doing good. I also like to give a shout out for the other members of J-LYNN Entertainment who aren't here. Mark and Jamie, they're a key part of the team. Unfortunately, they work other jobs too on top of this, and so they're.
Who does that? Oh, we do. Okay.
But that's the kind of way it goes, is trying to get a startup going.
Okay.
You know, so.
Right on. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming out, taking the time. We all got a chance to check out the game and what you have for us. It looks very exciting. Also, not to mention you're from Cleveland.
Yeah, correct.
Born and raised, I guess. And
Yep.
Tell us, give us a little background of Shadow Cat, if you could sum it up.
Okay.
What was your vision when you first got
well, actually, Shadow Cat is actually, and this is a shout out to Meister Road Elementary School in Lorraine, Ohio.
Okay.
But they had a book contest when I was a kid, and actually I made a character called Max Cat, and actually turned him into Shadow Cat. And actually, so Shadow Cat's actually really old. I used a lot of people like, oh, did you get that idea from like SWAT Cats or this and that? And actually, I made it before SWAT Cats and stuff like. I actually made Shadow Cat, and it was actually in the school newspaper as a little. Short
so you have
strip.
a date on it at least,
So,
right?
Yeah, actually,
Nice.
Meister Road. But actually, there's a little fun fact. Actually, a lot of people, think they try to come up kind of like, where I got the idea for Shadow Cat. And actually, he's actually was influenced by Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage. Because originally when I was a kid, I used to love Mortal Kombat.
Braz is a Johnny Cage. I don't even know what you would call him. He loves Johnny Cage.
That's a good character to base him off.
I hate Johnny Cage. But go ahead.
But this is where you get it, like, because originally Shadow Cage threw a shadow kick. And it was based on, and that's how he got the term Shadow Cat. But as a kid, like, and as I matured the character, I made him his own. And the only remnants, like Shadow Cat doesn't do Shadow Kick anymore, obviously. But
that would be
stealing
moves,
pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I would marry the Shadow Kick. I swear I would marry the Shadow Kick.
So actually, like he wasn't influenced by SWAT Cats or anything like that. It was actually Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat originally, and then it kind of morphed and the costume kind of changed, and I added to it and matured the character and stuff over time. So
who's on the front of your shirt?
Like this is actually the premium shirt that you can get for one of your rewards on Kickstarter.
Okay.
And so actually, this is his arch nemesis, the Strange Man.
The Strange Man.
The Strange Man. So he's a strange guy, but he's kind of like an evil scientist. But I guess the best way to describe him is like if you took Shredder and Krang from the Ninja Turtles and put those two together, like having kind of the mad evil part of Shredder, but then like kind of the brainy scientist.
Do you have a voice for him yet?
He has like a deep voice. I haven't like found an exact voice actor, but he kind of has a deeper like kind of evil bad guy voice.
Okay.
But if there's any voice actors, just post something on YouTube if you have some cool ideas for the Strange Man, and we'll hopefully, if we get our funding, we'll cast you as the voice of the Strange Man.
That's nice.
Get that done. Well, cool. So, but you're obviously making it. You're trying to make it like, obviously it's your game, it's your idea. But with this Kickstarter idea, it gives people that it makes them feel a part of it.
Yes.
We've backed up other Kickstarters. I know Larry just backed up Oya. It's that Ouya, whatever it's called. But he backed that up. It did
really well.
It did very well, and I think it's gonna do well. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, but as far as you go, I mean, you have this kind of grassroots feel, and I really think that's gonna speak volumes to a lot of the gamers out there, because it seems like a simple game.
Yeah.
But there's a lot you could do with it.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I have been trying to get this point across to some people. We're starting like original IP. Like we're a startup. We can't go. It's up to Marvel or DC and knock on their door. I'm like, hey, we're going to do this with your comic or whatever. But what we're doing as a whole, long term, and we want to do other video game comics. So the Kickstarter is not just Shadow Cat. It's what we call video game comics, and what it is, it's a digital comic where you start reading the comic, and then based on different parts, it all depends on the story, but based on, it can be in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. It can be anywhere, just based on what makes sense of the story. You play a video game, and it can be a different type of mechanic based on the story, and actually based on what you do in that video game can change the outcome of the story. So say if it's like a street fight in the comic, you'll play like a beat 'em up, kind of like a Final Fight type game or something like that.
So you can kind of change the story as you go.
Correct. So it's kind of like, it's sort of like a choose your own gate, like those old choose your own path type books, but
like RPG almost.
Sort of, but you don't always have the choice because, like, obviously you don't choose to lose in a street fight.
Right.
So,
well, I'm gonna lose this time.
Yeah, but so
you don't choose to lose, but usually depends if you're playing right.
Yeah, so then it will change the story. So like it can be at right at the beginning, it can be in the middle, it can be at the end, and then actually like so say what you do in that first issue. And then you go to the next issue. Yeah. The second issue will read the data from that first issue and actually change that issue.
Okay.
So actually, you not only have different outcomes per issue, you can actually have different outcomes per miniseries. So actually, you can not only read the one issue a couple different times to get different outcomes, you can actually read the whole series a couple different times. So it's like, because I remember, like, I don't know if you read comics as a kid.
I wasn't avid. I had a lot of friends that did.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, the boxes of the entire thing. Like, I wasn't that crazy about it, probably because I didn't have a lot of money to purchase anything. I was more of a video game guy.
Yeah.
I'd rather buy that new cartridge or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, I know about it. My buddy's a great artist. He does all that stuff too. So I'm guessing you had a big collection.
Yeah, I collect a lot of comics as a kid. I was a big gamer and a comic collector.
Let me ask you this: what was your biggest comic?
I was a big fan of Venom. So
awesome.
Actually, when there was the Venom Lethal Protector series, I think came out in '92 or '93.
Yeah, see, he does.
And I think it had these chrome. I remember the first issue was this red chrome issue, and I thought it was the baddest looking cover on the planet at the time. So like, when I saw that cover, I fell in love with the character Venom and that whole series and stuff. But like back when I was saying with the comics, like you would read a comic once and then kind of just put it down, never look at it again. But the value with video and comics is like you can actually like read it a couple different times. It's not just read it once, not look at it again. But also you have the best of both worlds. Like for guys that love comics and games, you read your comic and you play a video game on top of that.
Splicing the two together.
Yeah, it's like I refer to it as a video game comic hybrid, pretty much.
Okay.
And so like we were trying to get the point across is like even if the Shadowcat thing is not your cup of tea, we hope to apply this to other comic books out there. So just imagine like doing the X-Men. Or like actually we were at the Wizard World Comic Con Chicago. We're next to James O'Barr, who did the Crow. Just imagine, for anybody who loves the Crow, just imagine doing the Crow and having different outcomes. Like basically any comic you can apply this to, but we can't just start doing the X-Men without permission. So we're doing our first IP, the Adventures of Shadowcat, and actually it actually has a good storyline. It's geared towards kids, it's kid safe, but we make the story and interesting enough for adults too in terms of sci-fi and stuff like that. And if you like X-Men, if you like sci-fi and like stuff like the X-Files and kind of conspiracy theories and if you were a big fan of 80s cartoons like the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that.
Turtles, it was like, for me, it was Turtles Popeye.
Yeah, so
I had all the VHS Turtle movies.
Yeah, so if you were a big fan of 80s cartoons and 90s Darkwing Duck, you'll love The Adventures of Shadowcat and
DW.
Yeah.
I know.
Gizmo?
Dude, you're like going through my childhood over here.
Yeah, so it's like, like I think we're all about the same age, and so like I'm like with Adventures of Shadowcat and Video Comics, we're combining the best of both worlds, the comics, video games, and like 80s, 90s cartoons in terms of So I mean,
Inspector Gadget. I just had to get that.
Oh
out.
God.
Yeah, and it's funny, like just to kind of give a brief synopsis. I used to love that cartoon too. Yeah. But like a kind of brief synopsis of how Shadowcat begins is like he starts out, they find this bunker and it has this technology in it, and they really think it's like old Cold War technology from like the 1940s and 50s is abandoned, and so they think, oh, we can use this to fight this cat gang it starts out with the cat gang at first that's been vandalizing the neighborhood, and so it actually kind of starts out like Inspector Gadget where the stuff malfunctions all the time.
Okay.
And stuff. So they always have to get out of binds and stuff like that, and get out of these weird scenarios.
It just happens to work out at the end.
Yeah. Or like like the plasma, like his weapon is the plasma blaster as the main weapon, and like sometimes it doesn't work, and he has to come up with a different way to get out of something or beat people and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an Inspector Gadget at the beginning of the series where stuff kind of doesn't go right, but it goes wrong.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and it goes But
it all works out.
Yeah, but they don't know reason why it's not working, because really it's alien technology, and they don't know that until later on in the series.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil too much.
Sure.
But
No, that's fine.
But that's a long they find out actually it's alien technology. But as the story the series goes on, they improve the technology. He becomes more like towards the end of that first series, he's like a full-fledged polished superhero and stuff like that, and becomes more of like a badass superhero and stuff like that, and it's not as goofy at the beginning.
What it's as far as I mean, because were you a cat lover? I know that sounds weird. Is that a weird question to ask? Like, because like, I mean, obviously you went with that. There was a reason behind the cat. Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You know, it's kind of hard to say. Like, you know, I never had a cat, and I don't hate cats or anything. Like, I mean, I always had dogs, but and I had other animals too, like a snake. Actually, because one of the characters is a snake, Mike the Snake, and I had I still have him since I was a little kid. Yeah. And so I think I had a snake for 20 years now. But
man,
he lived a long time. But, yeah, he feeds rats like that.
Chickens?
But yeah, no chickens. It's rats. But
that's crazy.
But yeah, like you know, I love pets too and animals and stuff like that. So like I never had a cat, but I always wanted one. But so I was just influenced by all these animals and stuff.
Feline breed.
Yeah.
That's cool. But, okay, well let's talk about the actual Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's obviously still up.
Yeah.
When does it end?
I think we have 17 days left. I can't remember the exact day. And it's kind of weird, you know, because like when we tell people our concept, and actually one quick thing I forgot is really important about the video game comics that a lot of people, especially if you're a gamer, love this. You know how you get achievement points in games?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just bragging rights.
I live for achievement points.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's just bragging rights,
Hey,
right?
what's up, man? I have like 1,000 achievement points.
You just brag about it. It's just a number. So, you know, one thing that we're doing that a lot of people love with the video game comics, we actually make it worth something other than just bragging rights. So actually you can trade in those achievement points that you get and actually cash those in towards discounts on other video game comics or like shirts or something like that. And if you have enough, you actually get like a free shirt or something.
So the more you play, the more you save.
Yeah, the more you read, the more you play, the more you save. So it not only rewards you for reading and playing the video game comics, it rewards you for getting all the achievement points. It's kind of like when you were a kid at Chuck E. Cheese and you get the prizes.
That's
tickets?
super cool.
Prizes. Yeah, it's kind of the same concept. So it rewards you for playing, reading the comics. And
at your home though.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I like that.
And it's not just bragging rights. It's actually worth something. And parents love that. We were at the Comic-Con. Parents love that idea because they're like, oh, my kid will read more or get like, you know, he'll want to read the comics more because he actually gets something back for it and stuff like that. So that's one big thing about reading comics that, you know, you actually get something for the more you play.
All right. The big question about the Kickstarters. What's the number you're going for?
So we're going for 46,000, which is a lot of money, and we're nowhere close to doing it or getting there because we have to. We're not web developers, and we want to make sure that the website, the back end website, is developed right. So we want to hire a firm, a good polished firm to do it, and it's not cheap.
No,
not cheap at all. And actually, we had a piece of hate mail from some guy saying, "Oh, I think it's way too much." So I actually wrote him back and gave him all. I'm like, he can contact all the companies we contacted, ask for quotes and stuff like that, and I gave him all these things about game development stuff like that because I think it was some guy that's like, you must be an experienced game designer or whatever. But I mean, the cheapest quote we got was 20,000 to do.
Okay, well, I mean that's.
But the next one was 80,000, and then the one after that was 120,000 to get the website done. So I mean.
Well, 46 would definitely put you in that realm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, so it covers that legal fees, and a lot of people don't realize too. Kickstarter takes a percentage of that, so they take a 5% cut, and then Amazon on top of that takes 3 to 5%, right. And then you're supposed to pay the government federal taxes on that on top of that. So part of that it goes all towards that. So we automatically lose, you know. I think about anywhere from 10 to 20% of the 46,000 on top of that. So we don't get exactly 46,000.
But it's a good number.
But, yeah.
I mean, you want it to be up there that way. I mean, you want to get paid. I get that. You know, you've done the work. You've done all the leg work and all that. And,
we'll be honest with you. Like, some people try to make up for that Kickstarter, but actually that cost does not make up for the time spent. Yeah. So we hope. Will. Yeah, we hope to do that in the long run. So pretty much what we're getting the funding for is to develop the website, pay for extra legal fees and stuff like that. Pay for whatever taxes we have to pay because we're not actually sure what the federal tax amount is exactly. I know it's going to be between 10 to probably 20%, and then like any other little miscellaneous thing. So,
go ahead.
So pretty much like we're not really keeping any of that, cashing in that money like some other Kickstarters do, and please spread the word because, like, unfortunately for us, like when we met a lot of when we met a lot of people, unfortunately, that loved the idea, they had no idea what Kickstarter was, and we had to sit there explaining to them. So we're kind of at a bad point where a lot of people that like the idea and you know, unfortunately, kids can't go into Kickstarter for us, and we're doing a kids thing. So
you gotta go after the parents.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know about us on there. Like they're not looking for something called ShadowCat and they're doing comics. You know, so hopefully, you know, the word gets around. Hopefully, you guys can help out. Yeah, and if you go to the Adventures of ShadowCat.com website, and then if you go to, there's all these different links on that website. If you go to take a tour. link, it actually kind of it pops up an animated website that kind of gives you a sense of what we would like the final website to be. So like once if we get the funding and we get the website developed, we'll have all these cool animated sequences. So it's like actually a fully animated site and stuff like that, and it has a cool aesthetic feel and stuff like that. So yeah, just check it out.